after Craft Roulette, I think or maybe it was Study Hall. Hi, Sherry. Rachel, Sue, you go-getters, you. Are you ready for Cards Plus? I'm the plus tonight. Just the plus. Good to see you guys. How's it going? Well, good day, Karen. Embarrassed myself. Oh, Smurfy. Susan Smurfy. It's kind of your name. The Smurf thing is kind of like a mask, isn't it? Kind of putting two words together. Oh, the week's been very long. It's been, it hasn't gone fast, but in some ways it has. 5Ks here. I was training. That was it. That was all the training I would do for a 5K. Just pumping my arms a couple of times. I'm pretty lame. We're going to gatefold. Did you see the clues? The groups? There was a gate and some flapping wings. Could have put my wings on there. But some flapping wings. So it's the flaps of gatefolds tonight. We'll get started here in just a half a shake. Hello, Brenda Gentry. How are you guys? Cards Plus. Good. Brooke too. Okay, well, stay as long as you can. It's no big problem if you can't. We will miss you though. Jamie. Hot Springs? What are you doing in Hot Springs? Is that where you're? I thought it was Wichita. Falling asleep. Oh my goodness. We have the color run on May 22nd. That's all. That's impressive. You were training a long time for that. That's impressive. I suppose we can go ahead and start. Hello, Marilyn. It's me, the professor. The officious professor. I didn't even graduate from college. So I'm not really a real professor, only in my own mind. Hi, Rose. Gosh, lots of fun, nice people here. Good. Well, I have an introduction, so I can act like I'm real and like I know what I'm doing. You're kitty sitting. Okay, that makes more sense. We're cat sitting next, starting tomorrow, but just visiting. But we are cat sitting. So, gotta take care of those kitty cats. I think it's pretty easy though. Thank you, Sue. Also subscribe and hit notifications. And get your husband to do it too. And then hit that like button one time if you think we're deserving. Shall we, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes? Shall we go to school? Let's do that. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Mary Gunn. Welcome to Fun University. Hello, I'm Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, founder and head professor of Fun University. Spoonaphones, always spoonaphones. They work on campus. Welcome to our first public school version of Cards Plus Lab for Fun University. We've been a private university for 2 years, and now we're going public right here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, we'd really appreciate you doing that. We'll try to remember to ask you again later. And there's a bell somewhere. Just hit that and you'll get notifications in it. I think it says all, so that you'll know whenever we go live. It's a fun thing, isn't it? If you have some crafty friends, there's a little share thing down there. You can go ahead and click that and send it out on your social media so we can meet your friends. Because I see all the people that are here and I like them. So chances are I'm going to like your friends too. We'd love to have them. This is the first Cards Plus Lab. We've done it for 2 years on the private site. And it was always a real popular one. Generally, we take a theme or some design theme or design or something and work it for the whole month, which is 3 weeks. And we are going to do that again here, at least this month. You never know. You just never know. But that's what we'll be doing. This class tonight will be the first of 3 in a series We don't have class on the last week of the month. I got a little wisdom with this old gray hair. Tonight's class, if you like paper crafting and card making, you're in the right place. And if you've never heard of us before, we'll sit back, relax, and enjoy a class. I think you'll like it. I don't know. Maybe you do. If you've ever seen Craft Roulette, maybe you're familiar with what we do, what we kind of are like. If you've never heard of gatefold cards, which we will be doing tonight, there is a class called Study Hall that is also on the YouTube channel here. And introduction or some gatefold basics or something like that. You might want to go ahead and review after this to see what kind of stuff that all is about. I was inspired by the gatefold cards that we got on Craft Roulette last Friday night. And I was also inspired by some of the comments that we got about them. Some people were like, I don't like gatefold. I love gatefold. I don't like fun folds. But gatefolds are so easy. I thought this is such an easy thing for you to understand and so much variety and versatility that I just had to go ahead and explore it and share just some ideas with you. Before we get too far, I do want to remind you that I am not associated with any company except for Fun Company, LLC. We don't have any affiliates and then we don't have any links or anything for you to go to. So if you do feel inspired and do like what we offer on Craft Roulette, Cut the Crap and Create, and Fun University, we would appreciate you looking into our Patreon account and seeing if there's a little level that you could dig and join us. We will be updating some of our benefits, I think, this month. So hang in there. It's pretty darn fun. If you want to be in the chat, and I see some good friends there, do log into your YouTube account. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can get one with a Gmail address. Please share to your social media. Like I said, give us a thumbs up like Sue was saying. Subscribe and have your husband subscribe too. We want to say thank you to our moderator, Sherry Bradley, with the blue wrench there tonight. She is going to be able to answer any kind of questions that may come up that I miss. So I probably won't miss any, but because I'm so on it. But if I do, Sherry knows a lot. She's been with us on campus for a long time. I appreciate you doing that for us, Sherry. And let's go ahead and go down to paper and start talking about this lesson. I've talked enough. Thank you for joining us tonight. A card. This is what most paper crafters do. It's an A2 size card. It's 5.5 by 4 1/4. It folds on the side or on the top. Real nice. Real nice. We love these. A gatefold card. This is also the same size as that last card. Set up almost. I guess not quite. A gatefold card, though, has a little fold into the middle of the front. Like that. And you can do all sorts of things. You can make it symmetrical, you can make it asymmetrical, you can use up old pieces of scrap when you were trying a new technique but it didn't work out and then cover most of it. You can do all sorts of things with it. You can do you can stamp on things, you can add a cool focal, you can change sizes, you can change shapes. You can add anyway, we're going to talk about lots of things, but there are a lot of ways to use a gatefold card. This is the one that I made last Friday on Craft Roulette, and that's the one that started my thinking on this. On Tuesday's show, I made a couple gatefold cards. This one, and you can see it on the study hall. I guess I have that. I do. I have a little tape in there. The study hall class, and that was one. See how it's asymmetrically opened? Just makes it a little more interesting. This one is symmetrically opened, cut right down the middle. And it has tape in it too, for the love of Pete. Well, would you look at that? Okay, so it just goes right down the middle, symmetrically opens. And that's what a gatefold is. Like I said, you can go back to the study hall on Tuesday and see more. Then I made this one today because also, these are the flaps. These little guys on the side that open, this is what we're going to call flaps. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I made this little guy because Mother's Day is coming, right? And I thought that it might be kind of fun to have a shirt, a little lady shirt, or you could do this for a Father's Day card too. and just have a little belly band, as they call it, which is just a belt that goes around like that and gets on the card. This one is a super easy one. You just have to find some paper that has some pretties on both sides. And then the flaps open up so that you have an inside card. So that's an easy, fun thing. See how it just dresses up a card, makes it from a simple side fold, top fold kind of thing to, watch this. This is how you get the belly bands on. When they're feeling like they don't have any room, you just squeeze that little card. There we go. And then, oh, I must have put that on backwards. I did. Anyway, you can do some, just dress up a card really fast and pretty fun. Tonight's 2 cards that we're going to be making, so you want to see if you want to stay here, are these 2. We're going to do an acetate, and we're also going to do what now I call a burrito card, because it was inspired by one of our guest crafters on Craft Roulette, Miss Carrie from Miss Carrie's Creations. This is the card we're going to make first. It's another way to use a really pretty paper to make something that's just kind of jazzy, kind of stands out, doesn't it? And I love this paper. I'm a big color fan, and so I thought, well, this would be a great way. I don't have to cut up my paper or anything, and I can really showcase it. And so I made this. So let me show you how to do this. Set him off to the side. Well, you know, he could have one of these little things right here. Hold that down. There you go. What you're going to want is a piece of acetate that is the size of a card base. It's hard to see, isn't it? And that is, I'll let you, oh, there's my little one. From stem to stern, it's 8.5 by 5.5 tall. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Then what we're going to do first, oh, and then we're also going to need a sentiment. If you want to make it like mine, you can do other things on it. A mat for a sentiment, which is going to be just a little bit bigger, and my pretty paper, which I thought was pretty, and a mat that's just a little bit bigger to make it like this. This paper is, I'll do it officially. Because I can't remember a number past 2. This is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. This then will be probably about, yep, 1/4 of an inch bigger, so 4 by 5. This little guy, it would just depend on whatever you put on the front. But if you want to have it just so that you have a pretty piece of paper, black mat, which you can also cut longer and make into a folding card on the back, you can do that. Okay, so this guy's really hard to see, but we can fix that. We're going to put it on a scoring thing here. I've already taken the sheet off, the film off of it. These kind of acetate sheets usually come with some kind of film on them so that they can be protected from scratches. And we're going to go ahead and, since this is going to be an A2 size card, just like this, we're going to, the front is usually 4 1/4, so we're going to go 2 1/8. Just like so. Give it a little bit of a score to help us, and this just helps us fold. See if that's going to be helpful or not. It doesn't want to like fold as fast and easily as paper. I will give you that. But it doesn't take too much. I'm going to set that down though, because I don't really want to worry about it on the next step. Where is the thing I want for the next step? I want just a piece of paper. Okay, so now you can see it better? Yeah. So you can see where the middle is on the flap, right? So we're going to bring this other flap over, and without the aid of math, we're just going to kiss those guys in the middle, bring it out, fold it flat, and then give it an iron. These things tend to want to be a little unruly and do their own thing, but they can behave after a while. There we go. Now the next thing we're going to do, because it's going to be, the thing about acetate is that you can see the adhesive through the acetate, right? So this is a way to avoid that. Oh, you like this idea, Christina? Yeah, I thought I was excited when I thought of it. I'm going to go ahead and do it with pencil. I'm going to outline this shape, which is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm just going to trace it. See how unwielding it is? It just went ahead and popped that up, even though it had tape. So can you see that pretty well? Yeah, you can. Okay, we'll go ahead and just do it in, doesn't have to be really, really good. Just, this is for placement. This is just tracing the outside. If you, this is like low tech, the low tech version, because I don't want to do the high tech version. It's too much. And then we're going to go ahead and put the black mat from the back, that's going to be on the back, center it so that you pretty much have it in the middle. That's why you center. Hello. Trace that. This is going to be a guide for us. Obviously, it's not really good, but we should be able to help us aim a little better. Okie doke, how you like them apples? See how this all works? Then we can put this guy back on. We'll be able to tell where we're going to put this wonderful black. Now remember, this guy is going to go on top and there's going to be some edge showing. So we don't want any adhesive on these edges, but there's not much there. So we can put enough adhesive on the middle just to hold it in place. Just don't go too far. Don't be too generous. And you can do this either way. You can do this one first or the black one first. I'm going to set that right there, and then I'm going to lower this down, making sure I have it pretty square. And there, he's all hooked on there. There we go. But see what I meant? Ooh, look at that. Now we'll be able to do that also with this piece. Except we're going to do it from the outside, or on the inside rather, like that. So let's pull in some of these little guys just to hold it still. Probably run away anyway. It won't behave very nicely. This is, since you don't have to worry about the paper tearing because it's acetate, you don't have to worry about using any too low tack of tape. Actually, you might want a little more tack than usual. So you can attack the tack. Attack. There he goes. He's all taped down now. But we can put, oopsie. We can put this adhesive all over. But I'll tell you what else. You don't want any of the glue coming out. It's really hard to get off of acetate. I suppose, and I don't have anything to work with on this, but I have a hunch that maybe somebody can help me with this, but I'm just centering it on there. There we go. I have a hunch that something like acetone, which is fingernail polish remover, might work, but I'm not sure. But you don't have to worry about ripping your paper. Isn't that kind of nice? Also, wouldn't have this much trouble if it was paper, so you got to find something good about that one. There we go. Then we're going to close that up again. The first part's done. Next part is this little guy. Okay. So we're going to put this little fella. He's the same length as this black mat. We're going to put him right there. We're going to close the right side. If you think he's pretty straight and you're happy with him, we're going to close the right side of the flap and make it stay while we add a little bit of adhesive on the left side. Again, we don't want the edges. Don't want the edges to get gluey. Then we'll lower that left flap, just like so. And then we're going to put this piece on the front. So I know where to put the adhesive. I'm going to flip it over. And there are different ways to do this. I'm going to do just a little pencil mark right there. So I know to put the adhesive right on this side. That's the right side, right? Yep. Good. So far, so good. Don't want the glue on the edges too much either. And then we can close this up. Lower it down. There's some glued boogers. That should help us. So now we have this little loose flap. See, there's a little glue. And we can just stick, this is just going to be paper to paper. That shuts right up. Shut up! There we go. And there you have the first card with acetate. So you've got this back. You can always put another card on the back. You make it smaller, make it bigger. Look at that. It's kind of good too, doesn't it? With that just regular size. You know, let's just do that. We'll just put this blank card on the back. And then we will have the mat and we will have a card. Won't somebody think you have really done something ridiculously cool if you said this? And then this is just going to be on the follow the card shape. Very good. Undo or unisolve might work too. Yeah, you are right. I have neither. So that's a problem. You could also, I suppose, put some kind of little Velcro or something if this was acting more unwieldy than you want. But there you go. So that's how you do a gate. That's how I did a gatefold card with acetate. That's kind of fun. Oh, I did it on the wrong side, didn't I? Nope, when it turns over, it's on the right. Okay. I thought I did the wrong side. You could, you know, if you want to, you could tie something around there too so that they can untie it and have something kind of fun and cool. Let me see if I have any. Oh, anyway, you know what I mean. So you could just tie some baker's twine or something around there. That'd be good. All right. Oh, good. I got a wow. Well, it's always welcome. Thank you. So that is a good way, especially if you have some paper that you really love and you don't really want to work around it, you don't want to add a whole bunch on it, and you want to be able to see it. So I thought that's just very cheery and kind of special. All right, moving on. This is card number 2. We're doing 2 cards, but on the old campus, we used to do 4. We're not doing that here, but we're going to do 2 pretty fun cards, and I hope you enjoy them. I think they're fun. First of all, on something like this, here we go. So we've got this little burrito thing. We've got a little card inside, and it just is a top opening card, and it just slides in here. Instead of opening up the flaps. One of the reasons, and the biggest reason, was to not to have this open was because I used vellum, and I didn't want to back the vellum and worry about adhesive and that whole shebang. So I just made the 2 fronts connect and then add a card on the inside, which is kind of fun, more fun anyway. So that's what we're going to make first. The first thing I would suggest, though, is making a template. And for the template, you need a 5.5 piece of cardstock, or this is just copy paper, 5.5 by 11 inches of cardstock or copy paper. You're going to fold it in half, like so. And that's your first fold. It's at 5.5. So first you fold it in half. The second thing you're going to do is start to make your gatefold part. So you're going to fold the left side to the center line where you just folded it. Then you're going to fold your right side to the center line so that they match or they meet. This is going to be a bigger card, isn't it? Yes. This one, no, I got them too big, didn't I? I did. Well, we'll make it a square card then. This is going to be a square card. Christina will like this. I'll have to redo that one. But then you fold it like that. I even worked hard on this. I got confused though. It's numbers. It's numbers. So, okay, so this was also inspired by a craft roulette card that had used a cup, and I was mentioning on the contributor showcase that I always think of using that in the fall instead of the spring, but I still drink in the spring, so I think it's a reasonable thing to do. So then we'll go ahead and fold in the middle again, and fold that in the middle again. So it's not hard, except when you use numbers and it's me. So you fold it in half, fold it again. Let's do it this way. And so now we have this little line right here that is the where the flap's going to go, and then we've got the outside corner down there. So we're just going to draw or cut along that little spot. And that's going to give us these things. Gosh, I can't believe that I did that goofy. Oh, I can't believe it. And I have the right paper now for this. But we'll figure it out. So then we just put it so it's at an angle and give it a chop. So now we have a burrito card inspired by Carrie Simmons' burrito. But her burrito, she did a tutorial on how to make it with a Cricut cut. And I have trouble with Cricut too, so there's numbers involved. So I decided to make it like this. But you know what? If we just fold this in a little bit, let's just... I know you love square cards, but I'm not... Well, no, let's go ahead and make... Is this big enough for that? I have a piece of paper here. Oh, I do. It is big enough. Okay. Well, in that case, we're gonna make a square card. And I am going to go ahead, use that tape again before the night's over. You will see how many more times I can use it. Get those little edges down. Then I'm going to use my craft knife, straight edge, and I'm going to go ahead, try not to hit the camera. Line that up. Go once real softly, and then you'll end up making a little bit of a groove, and it's not as raw that way on the second time. Always use the metric side if you measure with inches. Use the inch side if you measure with metrics. So if you nick this, you won't have trouble later. You're drawing. That one went better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it for now. I like to have the straight edge on the template part rather than the other because it just protects the template. You get a more true cut, I think. I may have just made that up, but it still seems right. Bloopers included, absolutely. What fun is life if you don't have bloopers, right? I'm curious to see if this works as a square. I've already made the regular one. Why would I want to make another one? There we go. And then you get to decide which side. Oh, I forgot to do my little folding, didn't I? So let's go ahead and fold. Just pinch it. These sides should be still on the corner part. There we go. How to make cards without math. We'll put this up from that corner to this corner. That'll help us fold. Didn't quite match. That's okay. We'll go ahead and just leave an opening because we're going to put something over it. I'll try to work on those. We can make one of these again next week. Maybe correctly. Maybe. I'm not promising. Come on. Then on the inside, I had a place for a card, but now I'm thinking it probably needs to be a little bit bigger. We'll work on that. We sure will. Now let's think about this, how we're going to do this front. This is another one of those little cards that if you have a beautiful paper and it has both sides, yay, you can go ahead and use that and enjoy both sides. Let me get my little pieces here. I use like 3 different stamp sets. None of them are current, and but I look around and I look at the current stamp sets, and many of them have the same things or similar that I'm going to be using. So I went ahead and pulled out my little vellum and cut it. I cut a little white flower that I thought looked kind of like the flowers in the paper. Not directly, but kind of. I've got a little cozy there. There's the stamp set, but I didn't want to stamp it. I wanted to use the paper. So I flipped over the paper and stamped it on the back. Don't cut your microphone cord. Then we'll just trim it up. Not too much of it shows. Not gonna worry too much about the fussy cutting. I've already had my complete failure with cutting, so hey, this is all fine. So he can go right on there, and that way we can use the same paper. You can always edge this a little bit if you want it to have a more rounded look. I did, but you know, there's not that much showing. But if you're going full bore, might want to do that. Yeah. We'll let him just have a minute. And then I did it with the branding strip at the top, so it doesn't have a nice curve to match with the others. But you know, there's certain things you can overlook. I did have a straw, and I went ahead and did it in white and yellow. This is paper I have hoarded. Yes, Leslie, you bless your heart. Well, I couldn't tell you. I have several templates, and it may be right on another one. I'll work on it. We'll put it in the Fun University Lounge, which is on Facebook. Please go ahead and go follow that. It's facebook.com/fununiversitylounge. And there's a couple questions, just answer them and you will be part of the group. Okie doke. Now that I have this great big card, but it's not any taller, I may leave this guy about the same size. Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. I did make the other one shorter. So now he needs to cut just a little bit. So we're going to shorten the straw. Just a little bit. And the other thing we're going to do is cut a slit right here inside the cup top so that we can feed that straw through there. Realism, you know, realism. Realism. Yep. So there we go. Kind of like it at an angle, but I kind of like, I want the straw, if I can, to be at the same angle as the paper. If I can't, I can't. It's okay. Sorta. Maybe I'll cut the slit just a little bit more. Have more options. I'm cutting it right on the line as best as I can. That's probably good. Oh, you moved it. Your tug's just right. Put the adhesive down under where the cozy is, not up where the vellum is. I'll stick this other piece on here, and it's gotta look like it's going down from the same straw with no refraction. We could have done a refraction line there. But no, not this time. Already had my crisis. One crisis per show, that's what I allow myself. Unless I need more. My Sue Brooke, we're glad you came. Here we go. Yep, one crisis per show unless I need more, and then I take as many as I want. I'm going to take a piece of tape, good old tape, since I have this gap, and put it underneath one flap, open it up, put it underneath the other flap so the sticky side is up, and add that little paper on there. Always put a little more glue. Not where the vellum is. You could do this with the acetate too. Wouldn't that be cute with a clear glass? I think it would be. Okie doke. Good enough. Now, for the little flower, I did do something a little fun. First I made white, and I didn't like the way it looked on here. It was too stark, and went, nah, it's just not, nah. See, watch what happens. He's cute, but he's a little stark. So I thought, well, let's just make him I just want a little color there. So I got the old sponge thing, put it on some vellum. You're done. Go back to home now. And then flipped it over. Sorry, Sherry, but I'm going to flip it over. I'll flip it over on some paper, though, so it won't leak on the table. And then stamped again after it was flipped over. So the color's on the underside, and the stamp is on the top side. And then just did a rough fussy cut. So it had just a little color, not a whole lot. This is not going to dry fast either, so I'm having to be a little careful. Not my style. Careful enough, I guess. So let's put that back up, sorry. Down to where I could see it. Body language and the camera. I suppose you could do something with that. Okay, come back in here, mister. Now where's the other flower? There it is. So he's going to stay white, and this guy's going to go on top, just like so. So we'll go ahead and add a little blue just to the center. If you're just joining us, we are dolling up some gatefold cards that were inspired by creative. No, what was it inspired by? Craft roulette. Last Friday. We want to leave the thing so we can do some tucking into things. So don't put the glue out either, so that we can tuck some things in. Then I did the straw in yellow on yellow paper so that we could have some little tuck in things. And it's got these cool little diagonals, so you can just go with those diagonals. We'll get those in just a minute. And then I also had this little piece that has this little branding strip. Oops, nope. So I'm going to cut the branding strip into half. Lengthwise. So we can, because it also had the little darling diagonal things going on. That's too long. Just going to be little tuckers. I was thinking, trying to figure out what these things could be called. And they're like, if you have a bouquet that you made, they're kind of like the sprays that go, that are the little picks that go inside a bouquet. Kinda. Not exactly. But you do want to have them so they look like they're coming out from one thing. Not crookedy, I think. Put that guy up there. He can stick out there. That we can always trim that. I think he is going to need a little trim there. But it's harder to add to paper than it is to... We'll do him first. Helps to do Star Trek sounds. Yay, Lee made it. I'm glad. Yes, Sherry's was always telling me to clean my mess cup. It was her job. She had little brooms that she filler. Maybe that's what it's called. She had little brooms, a little icon thing that she would go. And I knew that I had stuck. I'd stuck ink on the paper again, or on the desk. This one's a little. Pull it up just a little bit farther. Now we gave her a wrench instead of a broom. Always trying to keep her busy. The purple one too. I gotta tell you about my sentiment though. Oh, come on, get in there. Let's take some of that off. See, it's that glue dries so fast. My sentiment, I have been shopping for sentiments of late. And today when I was working on this, I thought I don't have anything that works. And with this idea. So I went, but I've got a computer and I have a word processing. I have Word. So maybe I could make my own sentiment. So guess what I did? I made a whole sheet of my own sentiments. So, oh, I'm glad you found me, Lee. I'll help you find us next time. So I made my own sentiments, and so this one says, "Laughing sweetens every lemon that squeezes into life." Because I was hanging out with a friend today who's had issues, and we were talking about issues. You know how you are when you get together and you talk about issues, about life, how it's dealt you, and how you're dealing with it. And I thought, that just seems like something that I could send her, and she would completely get it. So I thought, yeah. And we laughed and we felt better. So that was kind of my thinking behind that. And I do like it. I do like it. I'm looking for a piece of yellow now that I don't, since I screwed it up. Hi, Fergie. So I don't think I have a piece of yellow that's going to work. So I'm going to go with a piece of white. And now I have my own sentence. I'm pretty excited by it. We'll make this, I want to make it small enough that it will slide in and out. So I'm going to go 5 1/4. How big is this sucker? 5 1/2 also. So 5 1/4, 5 1/4. That would be 10 1/2. See, I can do math. I can. Just fold that over for the little sliding burrito filling. Gonna go right in. Ooh, somebody got some glue somewhere. Right in there. Yeah. Put something on. Maybe this will work. On top of that. Sure, you betcha. Then we can. Oh, I know the other thing. I forgot. I know what it was. I know now. I know it now. I forgot to cut this other piece that I was going to use up for this. That's what it was. I was supposed to cut it smaller. Blast it all. So that changes my story, my picture here, my pretty picture. But we can figure that out too. Let me think. That was it. Isn't that silly? I had so many things I was practicing. I wanted to be so cool. One thing I did come up with that was brilliant. Are you sure about that, Mary Gunn? Is when you had this in here, I was trying to figure out where to put this. I have a piece of regular chalk, and I just where the cup was. And so I could figure out it's probably going to be about in the middle, and that's where I put the sentiment. The chalk does rub off eventually, and you've got something that worked, and you got for yourself a little help, because we all need a little help. That's what it is, though, Lisa. Well, I mean, not Lisa, Leslie, that is what it is. Gosh. Yes, it would be cute for a gift card holder. It would be cute for any number of things. You could even put graduation things, for instance, or you could put a little album in here. A little photo album. Oh, you can do anything with it. All these kind of folds. But I kind of like it big, but I don't like it without purple. So now I have to figure out what to do without this purple. I don't think I have any more of that paper. Maybe I do, and maybe my penance is to use it and not hoard it any longer. Yes, I do. I have one more piece of it. Okay, my penance is to use it. Okay, we're going to do it. Oh my gosh, how big was this card? It was 5 1/4, right? Yeah. So we'll make this, let's make it 4 1/2. We'll make a 4 1/2 inch square. Heck, are you chewing up, big boomer? Except don't do it at the 2 1/2 mark. Let's do it at 4 1/2. You know those voiceover people? They don't do this. Hey, Sharon, it's nice to have you. Thanks for coming along. So we'll have this. Let's see, we can probably piecemeal this guy. I just messed up on a card. It's kind of my thing. So we're fixing that card. So if I put it like this, fixing though is important to know how to do. It's just a bonus lesson. There we go. Swallowing one's pride also is very important. I have done that too. What color of what, my darling? Because these are all old colors. So I don't know that they have, I don't know what they are. And close my heart words. They were close my heart products once upon a time. There. There. See, we just went ahead and trimmed that off. We'll be fine. You do a good enough seam, then they don't know that you had to go see a surgeon. I think I might cut this part off because I don't know if I have any more of this yellow. Heaven help me if I lose a piece of yellow. I'm sure there's no more available ever anywhere. Okie doke. And then I did have some black to go on the edges. Except only for two sides. So let's go ahead and make a decision. Let's see what it looks like. Make a design decision. Made an incision, now we make a decision. Do we care? Or do we just want a black mat? The black mat's going to add, yeah, I think we'll just do a black mat. It's going to add a little bit of, take the sweetness out of it, kind of. It's kind of like the savory part of a meal when you're just having a lot of sugar. This is all kind of sweet colors, you know what I mean? If you were in the jelly bean aisle and you chose all these colors, they would all be kind of sweet. That's why you need a black jelly bean every once in a while. I know there's like team black jelly bean and then there's team gag me with the black jelly bean, but we are, for our design, we're going to use it. There we go. No harm, no foul. Well, maybe a little harm, maybe a little foul. Did this fold right? Oh, George, we're doing okay. There we go. We're getting it done. Hey! You've got a stash of it too, Sherry. Yay! See, that's going to go right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to... Okay, I kind of thought this was a good one. Card making member of the Old Hags with Tea Bags Club. I kind of like that one. I did. And then maybe a hello, maybe a hello. This one says hello. Because that's what my friend says. Kiss your noggin. I don't see that stamp anywhere, so I had to go ahead and just type it up myself. Anyway, I think I need something else. And I think I have to reprint that. But laughing, I like that. That's fine. That's just fine. One other thing that I did on this was this little yellow button. Let's see if I can find one. I'm not sure if I have another one. But instead of sewing, which I did not want to do, there's a yellow button. I got a Sharpie. Just made the line across there so it looked like it was thread. Gotta be kind of still. Oh boy. There we go. Now that's how I sew these days, just with a little Sharpie when I can. We'll find a glue dot here. There's one right there. Grab it. Come on, baby. Come to the party. Stick that right in there. Go. So, except for the shouting, now we have I'm glad it's a different size. I'm sorry for the confusion, but I'm glad it's a different size because it does give the opportunity, yay, for mistakes because it is a learning experience and a new creative experience to show the fact that it doesn't have to be an A2 size card. It can be a larger one, obviously. A 5x7 would work also. You can do smaller ones, little square ones too. But I think it would be a little harder on like the mini slims and the little chubbies. A little harder. I think they'd be awkward. But you know, there might be a point and it might be great. So, trying to see if anybody's yelling at me. I don't think so. I don't think so. Sherry says, I know the purple is thistle. Okay. And there was a striped ribbon. I think I might have some. Maybe not, though. Yeah, you could use striped ribbon. You could use some other things. You could add some, tuck in some thread if you still want to do that. If you have something, if you have a card that you have used before, you don't have to do this. You can put anything on there. You could put, a picture even. You really could. You could do just about anything. A couple other things that you could do is edge these guys so that it has a little bit of depth, but I don't do that very often. And then, or stitch it. You could add some sewing to it. You could also do flaps if you don't want to do it like I did it. You want to do it right. You could also do just a flap kind of thing. Do I have something I can show you? Yes, I will show you a bonus card since I was such a bozo, and just show you how. So this is a card that would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, a base. So let's do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 again, except instead of 4 1/4, which would be the front, let's go ahead and add another inch, so it's 5 1/4. So you do 5 1/4 and you fold it in half. We're going to give it a little 1/2 inch hinge. Let me see if this works. Let me think. I don't want to have a problem. And then we're going to put it on the back so that it's going to come over and wrap around. Okay, so I want a 1/2 inch place right there. That's going to be my hinge. I'm going to have to cut it. I know that. I'm going to go ahead and do a little 3/8 instead of a 1/2. Because I'm going to end up cutting some of it off. That's going to be our little hinge-rooney. You could also use a die cut on this. It could be scallops. It could be a circle. Whatever you have that would work. See if this works. I could be doing a whole nother mess here. That's okay too. If I use my color wheel, we could maybe my color wheel and just make a curved edge instead. Try not to get the flat side there, but ooh, oh. Go right down that center line. See if it works. I don't know. Pretty nervous. Oh, it crosses a little bit, but that's not really a bad thing. That's kind of cute. So if you didn't want it crossed, you could pull it over a little bit again. Refold. I am not an engineer. It's just nobody's surprised there, huh? Let's get that folded so we know where it's going to end. I always say that if oh my gosh, if I were to do some of these fancy dies and things, nah, it just wouldn't work. Oh, I see why that's a little, yep. I didn't cut it quite right. Okay, though. Gotta give yourself some space and grace. I can still get an idea out. I just can't. Yeah. So there's another way to do it. You could do it that way too. You could do a snow scene. You can do scenes and things like that. You can also do if you have a die that would do like a top and a bottom, you can do it that way too. And then have a little. Then you can put another card on the back. Unless you like that, that's kind of cute with a tuxedo-y looking thing. No, that's not going to fit. So anyway, then you can decorate it the way you want. And it can be just made of anything. You could also do that with any kind of paper. Watercolors, doodling. You know what would be pretty also is to like stamp some flowers across that. Do I have that one out still? I don't think I do. You know, I should stop. I should stop. It's time. All right. That's good. Is there anything else I need to tell you about? I don't know. I don't know. Let's go back up and see my somewhat humiliated face. I'm sorry that I forgot to get that one piece. I was working so hard to get that right. It's okay. We learned something new. Kiss our brains. In closing, I hope you enjoy Fun University. Do tell your friends if, obviously it's kind of fun to watch the blooper. And Betty Blooper, maybe they could call me Betty. Yeah, just call me Betty. It's fine. We had a dog that lived behind us. We called it Betty, but its name was Nemo or something. I don't know. We will be back tomorrow night with other people to cover my bloopers and a man's vest. Very good, Leslie Herman. Yes, a man's vest would be very cute. Fishing vest, even. Camera vest, fancy vest. If you had some tweed or something, that'd be cute. You can do anything. This is just such a jumping off spot. Anything with paper. Woof, it's just a beautiful thing. Tomorrow night we will be back on Craft Roulette's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/craftroulette, with Helen Schlett, which I'm looking forward to. I think she was a lot of fun last time. I'm sure she hasn't changed that much. Maybe she's even gotten better. So it might be fun. Homework. We also give you the opportunity. This is not a submission thing where we do the wheel or anything, but in the Facebook.com/Fun University Lounge, Sherry has been kind enough to do under media. She has set up albums, and under albums there is May 2021. And if you make a gatefold card based on tonight's lesson, no matter what size the card is, and you want to share it with us, go upload it there and we can see it. And it's fun to be able to see that. I will do these. I don't know if I'll finish that one, but I might finish this one next week. We'll see. I'll probably forget, but that's a way to do that. It's pretty fun to see everybody else's impressions. You know what it's like when we get Craft Roulette cards. Oh my gosh, we just all love them. So this is just another way for us to explore them. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Next Tuesday at 6:30, we'll be back for study hall, where I have no plans, so I can't mess them up. And then for Thursday at 6:30 Central Time, right here again on Fun University, we will be doing class number 2 on gatefold cards. I bet you will come up with something that's kind of fun and new and different. Maybe maybe we'll do the same thing. No. And then we'll do our sweet little Helen tomorrow night. Do I don't know that I have my Patreon thing here. I'll have to get that hooked up there. Take Student Showcase off and put Patreon there. Because we do want to give a shout out to our Patreon patrons for supporting us. As I said, we are a community supported organization. We do not accept, nor have anybody asked us to be an affiliate or take any kind of bribes or not bribes. Nobody's asked us for that either. But nor have they given us any free product or nothing. I'm just out here by myself making mistakes and having fun. Thank you for joining us. This is the time of night. We kiss our noggins because we do make mistakes and it's okay. It just is okay. And here is where I get to blow a kiss to you. And thank you for being a part of our group. We'll see you on Facebook, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Craft Roulette. All right? All right. Y'all take care. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.